What's up, all you cool dogs and bitches? I'm the Dog Nutritionist, and today we are going to be making an everyday, really healthy dog food recipe. This is not a complete recipe. Complete recipes are the superfood recipes that give your dog all the possible nourishment they could need all in one meal. But this meal, unlike the complete meal, is just designed to give your dog the day-to-day nourishment. Complete meals every day I do not recommend. It's not the most natural form of feeding. Overloading the dog with every nutrient they could ever need all in one day, that is not natural feeding to a mammal. I've made a video on why you shouldn't necessarily feed your dog complete recipes every single day. If you want to learn more about that, please click the link at the end of this video. This is one standard recipe, and you can find standard recipes in my nutrition guide, which you can download. There's a link in the description. Right, let's get to it. These everyday, extremely healthy recipes you can make with ingredients most generally that you can find around the house. Liver you might not have in your house, so I'd recommend buying some liver. You can then put it in the freezer and then take individual livers out at a time to just chuck them into the meal. They are the multivitamin of the meal. Without liver, this would be just a quick recipe, a leftovers recipe that you should feed your dog maybe once or twice a week. But this meal, we want to be using around 3 to 4 times or 3 to 4 days per week. Obviously, you'd need to vary the ingredients a bit to ensure the balance. We've got the water boiling over there. Whilst that's boiling, we are going to chop up our meat just into small chunks, as always. The reason being, if the chunks are too big, the dog can separate the meat from the veg, which they tend to do because most dogs do prefer meat. That's from their carnivorous background, so they are inclined to pick out the good bits. Some dogs, obviously, if you've got a Labrador or a Golden Retriever, they don't discriminate between foods. They will go in on nearly all of them. If you want the quantities, get the guide. The link is in the description. We're using 2 chicken breasts today. The guide also contains batch amounts, which means you can make these recipes one day and they could last for 2 weeks. So it's just makes your life a whole lot easier. Chicken is a lean meat, so we will be mixing it with some really healthy oils. We're just going to use extra virgin olive oil today. Your other options are hemp seed oil, coconut oil, MCT oil, which is probably the healthiest of the lot. Okay, now for our multivitamin, the chicken liver. Just a couple chicken livers in this recipe. It's nice and small chunks. It's not that gruesome for those of you who are less inclined to handle raw meat, vegetarians and vegans. Remember, this is best for your dog. I know it's probably quite a strenuous task for you, but it is a natural diet for a dog. Okay, so it's probably taken about 2 minutes to chop up. The water has boiled in that time. We're going to chuck all the meat into the water, and probably that will take around 5 to 7 minutes. It really does not take very long. All right, in the meantime, whilst that's boiling, we are going to grate the vegetables. The reason why we're grating them is to make them into unavoidable sized chunks. Finely grating them just helps the dog break the vegetable down and helps the digestive system to extract the nutrients. So we're going to do a carrot and a chunk of broccoli. Okay, that's probably enough carrot there. Raw broccoli, I've mentioned this before in previous videos, is a cruciferous vegetable that is high in sulforaphane. Raw broccoli has 10 times more sulforaphane in it than cooked broccoli, and that is important. Sulforaphane is an anti-cancer food compound, so the more of this you can get into your dog's diet, the more you can help support them. Don't grate your fingers into the food, although I imagine your dog wouldn't bat an eyelid. Okay. We've sieved out our meat. It should be still nice and warm. Then what we're going to do is take the veg and just chuck it in there. Mix it all together. Mix this all together. Okay, so the remaining ingredients, we have our egg. Just crack that in and keep the eggshell. We're going to use that as our calcium source. Crush the eggshell, chop it up into nice fine bits. Raw feeders, you can use a raw meaty bone. A small bone like a chicken wing or a small duck neck per 500 grams of food will ensure you're getting the balance of calcium correct. Nice and fine into the mix. Okay, so we've got our veggie, our egg, our calcium, and our meat. Now, all we need to do is add the oil. This is a lean meat. We have to supplement this meal with a bit of added fats to ensure that the dog is getting the energy that it requires from the food. Now, another option with this meal, you can bolster it with some carbs. I don't normally recommend dogs eat carbs every single day, but having said that, you can find some really healthy carbs that you can bolster the meal with occasionally, and your dog will get some amazing health benefits from those. For example, a bit of cooked sweet potato, if you have any of that lying around, you want to make it no more than 15 to 20% of the meal and only do it a few times a week, not every day. So mix the egg in. We're going to pour our oils into the meal. Mix that up. Very nice. Finally, last but not least, we have my meal topper. This meal topper, it's to help boost the overall nutrition profile of the meals. It does also contain nice smelling herbs like thyme and sage, which your dog will smell and get stimulated by. In this supplement, we've got pumpkin seeds, thyme, cranberry, papaya, reishi mushroom, nettles, seaweed, all of the ingredients I picked myself to help boost the overall nutrition profile of your dog's meal. It helps ensure that they're not going to miss out on any of those vital nutrients, and they're also really functional foods. Papaya's digestive enzymes, which helps your dog actually get the most out of the meal. You've got mushrooms, which are known to support immune system. Cranberries, good source of copper. It's just such a well-rounded, simple and tasty supplement that you can add to your dog's meal. So we've mixed it all in together. If you want to add a little bit of sweet potato or some whole grain rice, maybe you can do that. We're gonna do that today. Now all that's left is to put it into the bowl and feed the dog. So I'm just going to portion out a little bit into this bowl, save some for later, and then just to top it all off, put the cherry on the cake, we've got some leftover sweet potato. You can use whole grain rice if you have some available, bit of sweet potato, butternut squash or cooked beetroot. All of those ingredients need to be cooked, and just slot them in. Wunderbar. If you want, you can also add some sardines in water, a little bit of fish. This is very extra, but why not? The best of the best for your dog. There we have it. We've added a little bit of sardine in water, omega-3 sauce. It's a fish-based omega-3 sauce, which means it contains the DHA fatty acids. These are the ones that provide us and our dogs with the associated health benefits over, let's say, flaxseed oil or chia seeds, which contain ALA and EPA, which have less of the associated health benefits. So look at this meal. It is super healthy, it's delicious and simple to make. Your dog is going to love you for making these meals. Watch the video on why your dog doesn't need a complete meal every single day. The link is here. I hope you've enjoyed watching. My name's Cam, I'm the Dog Nutritionist. Like and subscribe, download the free dog nutrition guide, and I'll see you on the next video.